Hey, what's up, everybody? Chris Souders, Slunger Cat Outdoors, and man, I want you to look at this beautiful evening we got behind us. I mean, the sun's going down, there's been clouds, it's rained all day, but it is beautiful, beautiful out tonight. And I just couldn't resist it. I was sitting around work today trying to think of what to do this evening, and I thought, what to talk about, and I thought, you know what, I can't help it. I've got to get some bait, get out there on the water. So tonight we are bank fishing a small lake where I live here, Jackson Lake, and we're going to do some channel cat fishing tonight. Hopefully be able to put some in the on the bank for you guys, but also talk about some things, some upcoming events that's going on. But before we get into all that stuff, I want to get some baits in the water. So for you guys just joining in, make sure you guys let me know you can hear good, see good, all that good stuff. So tonight we're gonna be using the Warrior Cat medium heavy. Got 30-pound slime line, main line. Got a 3-way on this one with just a little 3-ounce sinker, down to some, I think this is like 30 or 40-pound Andy clear. Got a float, a little Versa rattle, and then some little baby shad. I got a couple on there. So I'm gonna get this one out there and then we'll come back and show you the other rig we got. I really wish you guys could have seen that. These reels right here, okay, I've been trying these out on the my medium heavies for channel cats, and I bought them at like a Dick's Sporting Goods or something. They're a really good little line counter reel, but whenever you go to cast with them, if you cast too hard, it's got a self-engaging reel, and the stinking thing will sling over and engage itself. But what we're going to do is we're just going to leave the bait clicker on this one and set it. I got this one set kind of over here in a shallower area, and then I'm going to throw this other one kind of out towards the main lake there and see what we got. Now this is a 10-foot rod. This is a Daiwa or an offshore angler. I got this at Bass Pro while I was down at, this is one of my ocean rods, but it's good for stuff like this because you can cast farther with it. But I got an Abu Garcia 6500 Pro Rocket. This has got red Cajun, 30-pound mono. Got a little sinker slide with another 3-ounce. That's a Tackling Cats barrel swivel. And then I've got red 30-pound Cajun line as the leader line. Demon Dragon, and then 5/0 Diachi D85 with another little cut piece of shad on there. Let's see if we can't get this one out there. Now the little park where I'm at, they got these little picnic tables around, and if there's nobody using them, it makes good little places to set your rods. I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna set my bait clicker on this one and set it down here and see what happens. All right, so hopefully you guys are just joining in. Hopefully you guys have just as good weather as we're having around here, and you guys are enjoying this. It won't be long. It's going to be 100 degrees, and we're all going to be complaining that it's too hot outside. But right now, it is super, super nice. I mean, lake is almost crystal calm, and it's just a good evening to be out here. But hey, I wanna thank you guys for joining. If this is your first time joining the channel, make sure you guys go over and hit that subscribe button, notification bell. We put out new videos all the time, so hopefully you guys can stick around and for that. We got some questions rolling through. I'm gonna see if I can keep up with these tonight. John, no. John asked if I was stuck on the bank waiting on that new boat to get wrapped. No, I just, you know, after work sometimes I like to come out here and you know, get back to my roots a little bit. You know, I thought about taking the boat to work today, but you know, heck, I thought just come out here and try to catch some channel cats and maybe even keep one or two to put in the frying pan. Dale asked if I thought the flatheads were going to be biting a little bit sooner now that the water's warming up. I mean, the water is warming up quickly, and those flatheads are starting to bite. You know, in our area, the Canal River and some parts of the High River, you know, we're starting to see people catching them. A lot of smaller fish with a few of the bigger fish added, you know, slowly coming in. And I think as the water temperature continues to warm up, it's just going to get better. And as long as we don't get no big, super crazy flood like we did last year, you know, the end of April, beginning of May is going to be absolutely phenomenal. Here's the bait we're using tonight. These are just small gizzard shad that I was able to catch in a cast net. I caught them right after work down on the river. And didn't need very many, so I just caught a few and decided to bring them up here. Hopefully I'll need more than what I think. So I had a conversation with some people today about the Catapalooza catfish. Well, I don't know if it's strictly catfish or not, but it's supposed to be in Tennessee and Pigeon Forge. You know, people was asking if I was going to be going. I don't know yet. Not for sure, whether for sure we're going to be there or not. I know Catfish Clothing will be there. Extreme Bait Tanks will be there. Catch the Fever. You know, Dale's Tackle. A few other people like that are going to be there. But I want to know from you guys, if you guys are watching this channel tonight, or even if it's later, a few days from now, whenever, and you guys are planning on going to the Catapalooza that is in Tennessee and Pigeon Forge in June, you know, let me know. I'd like to have an idea, you know, what kind of people, you know, how many people are going to be down there. Dwayne Rice, you know, for when it comes to leader, so when it comes to leader size and mainline size, my main river setup is 50-pound mono for my main line and 80-pound leader line, and that's what I prefer. Is that too heavy? No. For big fish, flatheads, big blues, structure, stuff like that, that's what I use. That's what I really like to prefer. Now for a lake setup like this where we're catching small fish, channel cats, you know, things like that, then yeah, that's a little much. You know, actually I would say 30 pounds probably too much, you know, but there are some nice channel cats in this lake. I've caught some 12 to 15-pound channel cats out of this lake, far and few between, but they are here, and maybe we'll get lucky enough to put something on the bank for you guys tonight. River cat, no, I'm not fishing Crowdell Park. I'm actually fishing a little lake close to where I live. It's called Jackson Lake. It's a small man-made lake. If you can imagine, there used to be from, let's see, nope, from that point over there, kind of back behind me, there was an old road that went through there, and actually straight across, if you can see those white houses up on the hill, on the bank over there used to be an old furnace, an old brick furnace that my grandfather used to work at whenever before this lake was built. So it's kind of got some history, and this is one of those places that I learned how to fish. I can remember many nights out here with my father and my grandfather jug fishing, and I remember many a days on this bank with my grandfather with creek chubs trying to catch fish. I don't know that we ever caught anything, but I think I learned a lot, you know, and I think I got some great memories from that. And so that's a lot of history out here, and that's the reason I really enjoy it. And I bring I bring my dad and my little girl out here a lot too. So if you guys are crappie fishermen, this is a real good time of the year to be crappie fishing, and this is a good lake for crappie as well. So what all do I use heavy action rods for? When I usually bring out the heavy action rods in the winter time for, you know, heavy current, you know, things of that nature. You know, blue cats, suspended baits. You know, suspended baits, I really, you know, I like a heavier action rod just because of the way a blue cat hits whenever I'm suspending baits. But Mississippi River, high current, you know, throwing big baits, big leads, James River style fishing, you know, those are my go-to heavy action rod places. We've got a pretty good crowd on here. Now, last week I mentioned about a giveaway I was going to be doing, and I still haven't figured out how I want to do it. So, would like some feedback from you guys. We hit 10,000 subscribers on YouTube, and I want to do a one-day fishing trip with me. You know, probably on the High River for flatheads around my area. Going to be sorry about that. That's going to be, you know, on me. So give me some feedback on how you guys would like to for that to be done. I don't know. I know there's a lot of people out there that have their thoughts and opinions on time change, but I like it. This is nice. You know, it's 7:15, and I'm still in a hoodie. It's the middle of March, and we're out here channel cat fishing on a lake, doing a little bit of bank fishing. It just don't get no better than that. I don't know about you guys, but I truly enjoy it. One thing about this style of fishing is it's a lot of waiting. That's a good idea. See who's been most supportive and you know, to the events and things like that. You know, I want to do it kind of unique in a way that you know, you guys know how I do it. I don't give stuff away on the channel to try to get more viewers and more subscribers, you know, and I want to keep it that way. It means more to me, and I think it means more to you guys as well. Jason Albright, you know, as far as how the Catapalooza ranks towards the Catfish Conference, I don't know. This is the first year for it. You know, the Catfish Conference was kind of like a one of its kind style thing. It was a place for us cat fishermen to go and hang out with each other and be a big family. You know, that kind of, to a lot of us, that means a lot, you know, just being able to do that. You know, so as far as the Catapalooza goes, you know, it was supposed to be only catfish, but I think that they're going to open it up to all outdoor activities. There might be somebody on here that has, you know, a little bit more information on that. I'm not for sure. If you do, make sure you guys are sharing that you know, down in the description or down in the comments, because I'd like to know more information on it myself. So, you know, as you guys, if you guys do know anything about it, make sure that you are letting us know. Justin, yeah, there's a lot of restrictions on this. Well, not a lot of restrictions, but there are, you know, some restrictions. You know, obviously the 2-pole limit. You know, in Ohio, unless you are on the Ohio River or Lake Erie, you're limited to 2 poles per person. Um, you know, so that kind of changes things up a little bit. There's some limits statewide as far as like size limits and things like that, but uh, this lake doesn't have a lot of big fish or big crappie or big bass or anything like that. You know, it's kind of a mixed bag, mixed size. It's a small lake. Actual footage, I don't know for sure. I'm wanting to think it might be 1,200. I don't know. For me to actually say, I'd be lying to you if I said the size of it. Somebody just asked about the Catfish Crazy show. May 4th, the Catfish Crazy show will start airing on the Pursuit channel. As far as I know, it will air. It will be uploaded to YouTube 1 hour after it airs live, or it airs on the Pursuit channel. So if you don't have the Pursuit channel, don't worry, it's no big deal. Just make sure that, you know, you subscribe to the Catfish Crazy on YouTube, and you guys will be able to watch it there as well. I am getting super pumped for that. It is, you know, it's getting close, and I'm excited. I want to see how they turn out, because just like you guys, I haven't even seen the shows yet. So I'm excited. I'm pumped. I'm nervous, you know, to see how they turn out and see everybody's reaction to the information that we're able to share. Troy Thomas, buddy, I want to thank you for being you know, a super fan and, you know, supporting me. Tell your wife that I truly appreciate it, and thank you guys for watching tonight. Lake Moultrie, boy, you're down there in Big Cat Country. I I actually really enjoy going over that way and fishing. Um, There'll be a tournament out that direction called Monster Cat Quest. It's on Santee Cooper. So if you guys are here and you like to fish tournaments and you like to fish out that direction, that's a good place to fish. Mike, that's a good question, and you know, I haven't really had a chance to describe what we're fishing here. So over here, kind of behind my shoulder, where that orange buoy is, that is a bridge that crosses, the road crosses there, and that is kind of where the main channel runs down through here. And there's an old road bed that goes down through there as well. So it was an old creek that they dammed up and turned into this lake. But there's an old road bed that goes down through there as well. Now over in this area, it's kind of just a cove that shallows up. There's a couple small points, and this is just a slow, gradual slope, shallow. Now, my thought process for coming out here tonight and setting up right here is that we've had several warm days in a row. We've had some warm rain today. It rained quite a bit today, and it was kind of warm. So my thought process is that those fish might be moving. The deeper water is across the lake from us, and they might be moving out of that deeper water kind of up into this little bit shallower water. Now, it's not much more shallow. I mean, this whole lake runs about 6 feet at full normal pool, but in the wintertime they will drop it down. So, you know, there's places out there that that are very shallow, you know, 4 foot, and then on the deeper end of the lake you get about 10 foot. But right over in here where we're at, I'm hoping that those fish are still kind of up here and they haven't moved back out into that deeper water for the night, but hopefully we'll catch one as they move around. But they definitely start moving as that water gets warmer. Man, it's nice. Travis, yes, you know, that's a good question. You ask if I ever fished the Mississippi Memphis area, and absolutely, brother. I've got a couple videos, you know, on the channel from bumping out there in Memphis. Love it. I go there for the Mississippi River Monsters tournament just about every year, and it's a phenomenal good time. Last year I got to fish with Quentin Robbins out there for a little bit. We done a little bit different, you know, backwater, off the ordinary style fishing. If you guys have never watched his channel, it's called Mid-South Outdoor Life. Go over and check him out. You know, he does different things, not just fishing, bumping the main river. So we got to experience that and go off the beaten path per se last year, and it was really fun. Princeton, West Virginia. I'm not for sure exactly where Princeton, West Virginia is. What's Princeton, West Virginia close to? I've fished up around like South Charleston, those areas. So I don't know if that's close to that area or not. Yeah, I want to see some slime too. Jason, I definitely want to try to make the Captain Mad Jack's tournament this year. That's a fun tournament. Depending on you know, timing and availability, you know, on what we're doing, I'll be at ICAST again this year. That's going to be a lot of fun. Hopefully, I'll be able to bring you guys some footage from that. The whole family and I are going down for that this year. So, depending on when that tournament is, you know, I really want to try to make it there, because that's a fun tournament. And if I do go there this year, something that I've thought about doing, kind of like I did last year, you know, took a viewer out and they got to fish the tournament with me. And, you know, Dan, if you're on here, please leave your experience on whether you like that or not. You know, we had a good time. We actually finished third in the tournament. It was a good experience. We caught some good fish and just had a good time fishing together. So I might do that again, depending on, you know, if I'm able to do it or not. Man, we got to get a fish on the bank before we close this out tonight. Yeah, that's you know, Taylorsville Lake is a creature of its own. The more I fish it, the more I kind of try to figure things out there. What is a safe boat ramp between Point Pleasant and Nitro? Usually solo. John, if you're gonna be fishing between Point Pleasant and Nitro, there's actually a dam that's in between there. It's called Winfield Lock and Dam. So if you want to fish below it, the Buffalo boat ramp is good. If you want to fish above it, the Nitro boat ramp is good. You know, I've fished both of those and not really had too many issues or too much trouble. The Point Pleasant boat ramp is one that I normally use on a regular basis. You know, and it's pretty good. But, you know, just like, you know, any of those places, you know, I have a concealed carry, and, you know, I make sure and have it with me at all times, because you just never know in this unfortunately, in this world we live in, you just don't know. Yeah, you know, Jason, Taylorsville, you know, like we was talking earlier, the more I fish it, the more I I guess I gain a love-hate relationship with that place. It's it's super nice in the fact that, you know, there's nice fish there, uh, but it's really really hard to fish, and I think that that is something that keeps me coming back is the challenge. I always say every year, I'm not coming back to this place, but every year I go back, and the jugger, you know, the people that jug fish, they make it challenging. I mean, that's just another, you know, challenge that you have to work around, and you kind of, as a tournament mindset, you have to understand that those juggers are going to be there, and that you have to plan to fish that tournament, you know, around those, because there's nothing we can do about it. Catfish school, yeah, I mean that is a very good idea. I don't know if you've come to any of the seminars that we do. I normally am in expos and seminars from the 1st of June or 1st of January through February, first part of March, and really enjoy that a lot. 300. Oh, here we go. I knew I could depend on you, Doc. I knew I could depend on you. Uh, so Doc looked at, oh, I don't know if Doc looked it up. I'm going to say that Doc probably knew off the top of his head, but he said that Jackson Lake is 349 acres. So that's not a real big lake. It's kind of long and narrow. One small little channel that kind of goes through it, but but the far up end is super shallow. It has a lot of weeds and a lot of grass in it. Zachary, so if you live in, if you're on the Mississippi, you know, I don't know what area you're from, but you know, the Memphis area is a good place to catch bait. You know, it's a good place to catch bait. You know, right there in Memphis at Mud Island. Um, I've anytime I've ever been there, I've been able to catch, you know, shad, Asian carp, things like that there at Mud Island. Now, as far as skipjack and things like that, the confluence of the Ohio and the Mississippi is a good place to catch skipjack. Kentucky, Barkley, dams can be good at times. I don't know for sure if they're catching them there now or not, but it is getting really close to being that time of year. If you're on here and you guys are from his area and you guys are catching skipjack, you know, leave it in the comments. I know a lot of people don't like to share that information, but I'm asking you guys to. There's a lot of people on here that need that information, but I will say this much tonight. You know, so if somebody does share that bait information with you, you know, go there, catch what you need. Don't go crazy. You know, as catfishing grows, as you know, we teach people how to throw cast nets and catch more bait, and you know, because bait is a key to catching, you know, better fish, in my opinion. You know, you have to put time on the water, and you have to have good fish or good bait. So you know, don't go and just catch all you can catch, because you know, hey, you know, you can catch it. Just catch what you need, and you know, let the rest there for somebody else. Somebody asked about the Big Sandy River between Kentucky and West Virginia. Now that I've not fished up in the Big Sandy much. I do got some friends that fish that area, and they catch, you know, small fish, but I don't know personally. Mike, that's a good question. Mike's talking about Asian carp in colder weather. Now, me personally, I can't say 100% because I haven't, you know, we don't have Asian carp up here like, you know, the lower Ohio and the Mississippi does. So, you know, in the winter or colder months, I use a lot of gizzard shad. That's my primary thing. I don't really even use skipjack until I start seeing them run locally at the dams. Then I start using them. But carp in general, grass carp, quailback carp, you know, in general, seem to be better in the hotter times of the year, you know, August, September, July, that time of year. So if I had to waver on one way or the other, I would say that Asian carp kind of would fit that same path. That the warmer the water, then those would be a little bit better of a bait. You know, hotter water, I kind of tend to shy away from shad, use more skipjack, moon eye, you know, regular common carp, quailback carp where I'm from, and Asian carp whenever I go down to the. There you go. There's the answer from somebody that lives on the Mississippi River. Travis says that the Asian carp are good all year round on the Mississippi River. PD, no. So I have not ventured all the way up to Wheeling, West Virginia, but that is on my bucket list for this year. So hopefully I make it up there. I'm actually wanting to make it up there in May, late May. So as the flathead bite really peaks up and kind of peaks out down here where I'm at, I'm hoping that I can move up there and it'd be really prime time to fish that area. Turn some light on to kind of help things out here. There we go. I'm gonna reel this one in and see if I can't change its location and maybe add a piece of bait, see what we can do. As many times as I slung it with that self-engaging reel, I might have slung bait off of it, who knows. Yeah, I still have bait on there. There's no bites. Add another little piece of bait and get her back out there. You can see I just kind of cut some lines up in it. This ain't but about 3 inches long. Small little gizzard shad, but you know, good bait for channel cats. See if I can't cast it out there without throwing bait off. There we go. Back out there fishing now. Hey, one thing I will say about these little reels, they have a really loud clicker on them. I really like that. We really need that clicker to go off and get me excited, catch a fish for you guys. So somebody asked a question on what size hooks. I like to use small lakes like this. You know, whenever I'm channel cat fishing, I prefer a 5/0 or even, you know, a 3/0 depending on how small the fish are in the lake. There's a lot of inland lakes that just have small 1, 2, 3 pound channel cats, and you really don't need a very big hook. You know, you don't need a real big hook. Just a small, you know, 3/0 or 5/0 hook is going to be sufficient enough to do that. Well, it is nice out here this evening. Got a good crowd on this evening. I want to thank you guys for joining me tonight. starting to get a little bit of activity out there. Uh, you know, bait moving around, a fish kind of jumping. It's nice. You can hear the birds chirping, the robins are flying everywhere. Well, it's just that time of year. I'm hoping to get out on the river this weekend. Got a couple friends that are going to come into town, and we're going to go out and see if we can't get on some flatheads. All these people that's been sharing flatheads, you know, on Facebook from local areas got me itching. I really want to get out there and do that. Personal from the bank. Let's see. Well, that's a channel cat would be about, I want to think it's 10 pounds. Flathead would be really small. I'm wanting to think, you know, from the bank, maybe like, you know, which 20 pound, you know, 20 pound is in the 20-ish pounds. Not exactly on that. And to be honest with you, I don't think I've ever caught a blue cat from the bank. So there you go. That is something I've got to fix. Southern PA, how, you know, for whoever that was talking about Southern PA, what time of the year do your flatheads really start to turn on in your area? That's a nice 43-pound flathead from the bank, 30-pound flathead from the bank. I've been seeing those numbers. Those are nice fish from the bank. That, you know, I commend you guys. Those are, you know, flatheads are tough to catch anyway, but, you know, catching them out of you know, lakes and small rivers and stuff like that, even, you know, Chad, I would absolutely love to do a duo thing with Catfish Dave. Oh, Catfish Dave's a good dude. I talked to him, you know, whenever I see him at the Catfish Conference the last couple of years, and he's always been super nice to me, and so yeah, if I was ever to be in that area, I would love to do something like that. That'd be a good time. Hookers terminal tackle. Here's so some questions. I don't know how long you've been on here, but you know, I was talking earlier about the Catapalooza, and trying to, you know, decide whether we was going to be able to make it down, things like that. So hopefully you guys have left, you know, your information on whether you're going to make it down there or not. But I'm going to go back through all the comments and see kind of get an idea of how many people are going to be there, you know, what to look forward to. I know there's going to be some good companies, some good tackles, some good products going to be there. So I'm hoping to make it down there, and hopefully bring the family and do some fishing while we're there. So I asked a question to Mike a minute ago about the southern Pennsylvania, and he answered. He says that the flatheads in his area, they start mid-April, but he's thinking that they might, you know, come on a little bit sooner. So that's really surprising to me. I would have not really thought that it would have been that soon for you guys that far up. Oh. Got a little bite. Fish on. Old channel cat. That's what I'm talking about. Oh, yeah. Dinner time. Can anybody ring that dinner bell? That's what I'm talking about. Old Gizzard Shad. Here, kitty, 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 kitty. Channel cat from the bank. Folks, I don't care if it's from the bank, from a boat, from a $10 cardboard box that you built. It doesn't matter. You can catch them anywhere, anytime, any lake. Look at that. I love them. Little feller, it's his lucky day. I'm actually, nah, he's going in the bucket. Oh, I love it. Love it. Tell you what, it just don't get no better than that. I'm gonna get a piece of bait on there, get that and back out there. Now he hit a cut piece of shad. Now that one sit out there for a while. That one sit out there for about 40 minutes, it looks like. But hey, we'll take him. Oh yeah. Now that one hit super, 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 like real light. Like if I wouldn't have seen that line, and that's one of the reasons, that was Cajun line, but just luckily I was able to see it. But that's one of the reasons I like this slime line so much, and green like Andy Monster, lines like that has collar to them. You can see things so well, and that one was just barely pulling that line. So, well, hey, I'm gonna sit out here a little bit longer. Nice, nice, nice. Somebody asked about the ACA, and I will touch on it here real quick. And I want to answer it here. I don't want to, what I would say right here would be the same as that I would say to anybody, in a personal message or on a phone. But, I think the ACA is a good thing. I think there are some things that need to be, ironed out. I hope that things get on board with it, and that it moves forward. I need to call Glenn back. He reached out to me yesterday, and I want to keep in contact with him. So that's they may not be perfect, they may not be polished, but I think they're good people with good intentions, and I think that's all I can base it off of, and I hope that the people that get on board, that everything works out perfect. I want to be a part of it. I want to try to get it to grow. I want to get regulations. I want to be, I want to help people learn. So it's a good thing. Somebody asked where we was at. We are at Lake Jackson in in Oak Hill, Ohio. All right, well, folks, as you can tell, the sun is going down. We have had a good time on here tonight. Hopefully you guys have enjoyed the information I've been able to share. Good crowd, good questions, good fish, just a good time on the bank. I mean, don't get no better than this. You can take, if you had kids, come out here and let them run around, fish a little bit, have a good time, have a picnic, whatever. But I want to thank you guys for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If this is your first time joining the channel, please give me that like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Try to do a live show every Tuesday about something. So if you have questions, leave them in the comments. I go back through, and that's where I get my content at to do things like this. Hopefully this summer I'll be able to do more, things like this from the bank, instead of just in a shop somewhere. So stay tuned for that. Videos coming out real soon. Got some new products in the boat last weekend that I think you guys are going to be super stoked about, and got a new boat on the way, as you guys know. So until next time, I want to thank everybody for watching. Make sure you guys keep it real, get out there and fish. Weather's getting warm. We will talk to you guys next week. Tight lines.